Alright fam, what's good? We are at Racetrack in Cumming. We just got done with Phoenix Autosport over in Buford. George, shout out George, got my car dialed in, replaced some of the bolts on the SPL parts with stainless steel. And we went to negative 2.5 degrees of camber instead of negative 2.3 in the back and negative 2 in the front. And the car sits really nicely now. Also centered the steering wheel. And while we were there, met my friend Gray, who had his Aston Martin, an all-wheel drive one, I think a Huracan. What am I saying? He had a Lamborghini Huracan all-wheel drive. He has an Aston Martin, a V12 one, and he goes on a lot of rallies. So on his Huracan, the Lamborghini, he had the Corsa America decals, and it looks pretty sick, like a livery. I'm actually thinking that on this car, the OEM BMW race car GT3, they have the M tri-colorway as like hexagons, diagonals, you know, stripes. They even do like a digital camo with the colorway like that, and I think that looks so sick on this car. So we're heading back. I'm gonna put it in rear wheel drive. I'm not gonna try and make that, that's fine. The car feels fantastic. We have the new Pirelli tires on, nice performance oriented alignment, and feels a lot more confident now. Braking, acceleration, turning. Got a sick outside video from George, so I'm gonna put that as the intro today, guys. Hope you like that. Can't tell, but I am smiling right now with how the car feels down that ramp. Sounds insane. Alright fam, that was Harrison. So he got a new spot, you know, gonna go pick up some pizza, hang out later. He's a product manager at SoundCloud, and SoundCloud is one of the first companies that I reached out to while I was in college. Funny enough, to a product manager, and this was like 2011, to get the SoundCloud waveforms that you see on the music when you go on SoundCloud.com and play the tracks, and print them on like Livestrong bands, but they would make them orange and put the waveform around them and sell them at concerts for artists and things like that. It's kind of come full circle with Harrison doing merchandise at SoundCloud, and some cool partnerships with it. I think the SoundCloud logo is iconic, you know, the wavelength pattern, the orange and white. So we'll check it out when we get back, hang out with him a little bit. But looks like it's a lot of cops outside. I mean, that was interesting. If the cop on the other side of the highway, you know, in the middle lane, triple digits, no problem. Okay, like that was fun. I'll say that. All right, fam, what's good? Welcome back. A little bit of a rainy day. The storm just passed through. I'm gonna go up to Cumming, drop off some decals, guys. I sell the him decals. You just gotta hit me up on IG. You know, 30 for 2, 20 for 1. So just get the 2, you know what I mean? And if you're in the area, I can meet you, I can drop it off. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. This man actually got 3. Check it out. Pretty sick, right? Weather resistant, so you can put them on the outside of your car too. 3-dimensional, they pop out a little bit. They have a gloss finish. They're hard to the touch, so really good quality. Not fully warm yet. We're in all-wheel drive sport right now. Guys, if I left at 5 o'clock, this journey would have taken like an hour and 20 minutes. And because it rained, there's some traffic, maybe some accidents. That's why it's like 45 minutes right now. Normally, Atlanta, those 30 miles will take an hour. Get to test out the Pirellis a little bit, see how they held up in the rain. Chevy with the paint match wing on it. Shit looks crazy. It's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. I just adjusted XHP, the transmission tune, to make 4th to 5th a little bit less harsh, and it was good. It might just need a little bit more. Car still shifts like crazy. You can see the sun. Literally the shower is like, it was like a cloud passing that was bursting with water, you know? And the air is charged. There was even some thunder. You can feel it. The car responds well to it. These turbocharged cars with these dense cool air that comes in. It's not too hot right now. It's like 75. It's not much of a wind outside either, so you can really hear the exhaust. That thing looks sick. Look at that. Sheesh. So guys, in the comments, if you watch any other YouTubers in Atlanta in the automotive space, let me know. Love to collaborate, link up with them. I'm all about bringing different groups together. And I think cars is a great way to do it. That's an all-wheel drive too, guys. Car really wanted to go. Second gear would send it. Third gear got some traction. Most cars, it's like their third gear. Guys, I have a half tank, it says 83 miles, you know what I'm saying? Ridiculous. So an extended fuel range tank on these cars would be such a nice mod. If Porsche can offer like a 22, 23 gallon fuel tank, you know, the M4 can definitely have one. That's what I would say. Jeep behind us now, fam. To realize just how fast the car is. some of those have to be flames, right guys? They just sound like flames. Oh, like sounds wet, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Like a dream, they say, and look, it's like it never even rained up here. That sounded crazy. Let's see if I can make this a continuous shot, guys. It depends on the GoPro battery. We've come into traffic twice, once leaving Atlanta, and this is right before, I'm trying to remember what exit this is, but we're right at Alpharetta. So before McFarland Parkway, I'm pretty sure that's the next exit. This always happens because the left lane is closed. I really not, try not to use my brake, which is hard, but that's why you can shift, You guys ask why I shift so much, partly because of fun, mostly because of fun. Secondly, because it's a ZF8 speed, and I'm not pushing 1,000 pounds of torque. So all of you guys, the transmission is gonna blow. Look, dude, unless you've had cars and you've built cars and you've like tried to drag race them and you know what goes into that kind of stuff, when you're upgrading turbos, bottom ends of engines and transmissions, like, trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I was gonna expect to grenade the transmission. The ZF8 speeds are really overbuilt. And the guys who want to run 8 seconds in the quarter mile, they are building their transmissions and they're not out here shifting it up and down like I am, you know what I mean? So those built transmissions for the drag strip, they serve their purpose, but this still, all around, can be used for so many different purposes. Circuit racing, drag racing. I mean, second and third is great for drifting if you want to drift. This car overall, just outside of even just the transmission, I think it does everything so well. And BMW, the platform that they chose, it had to be hybrid, right? Because you got the 440i with the mild hybrid. You got the i4, which is fully electrified, also riding on this platform. You can have 4 doors, right? It's like a 4 Series coupe sedan. You have all of the ranges of 4 Series and you have the M4. So what a platform. I think that the next S58 engine, they're going to have an M3 that's electric and an M3 with S58 plus hybrid. And that's going to be interesting. What are they going to make hybrid? The turbocharger? Are they going to add front motors? It's actually a pretty good lane today. that it's kind of like almost dangerous to rev it out, you know?